Across the rolling hills, the red earth, and the rivers that flow into the Atlantic, lies a story older than colonial maps, older than modern nations. It is the story of a people whose resilience and brilliance have shaped a region, and whose cities now stand as a living testament to endurance, enterprise, and identity. This is the story of the Igbo, a people scattered across the Nigerian southeast and part of the south-south, bound not just by language, but by an unyielding spirit of progress, from the coal veins of Enugu to the oil-lit streets of Harcourt, from the blacksmiths' fires of Awka to the bustling markets of Onitsha. The Igbos have built cities that speak of courage, creativity, and continuity. In a nation where adversity has often tasted survival, these cities reveal a truth, a progress, when rooted in community, cannot be silenced. Over the next hour, we journey through 10 great Igbo cities, places where history whispers through ancient walls, where economy pauses through the hands of traders and inventors, and where culture thrives in song, spirit, and solidarity. This is the 10 great Igbo cities: power, progress, and identity. Enugu's story begins beneath the earth. Discovered in 1909, its rich coal deposit turned a quiet hill region into a powerhouse of colonial Nigeria. The name Enugu means the top of a hill, and from there, the city grew around the promise of energy. Coal became more than a resource. It became a foundation. Rail lines stretched from Enugu to Port Harcourt, carrying the black gold that powered trains, industries, and dreams. The city quickly became a political and administrative hub. Later, the capital of Eastern Region, the birthplace of modern Igbo leadership. But Enugu is more than coal. It is a cultural soul. It is the cradle of independence, memories. Its streets echo with voices of visionaries, from Nnamdi Azikiwe to Michael Okpara. Even after the mines went silent, Enugu transformed into a city of learning, art, and governance. Today, it stands proud with modern estates, bustling nightlives, and a creative scene that rivals any in Nigeria. Yet, at its heart, Enugu remains a city of light, a reminder that from beneath the earth, greatness can rise. Owerri is rhythm, the laughter of its people, the warmth of its welcome, the melody of its streets. Everything about the city beats with life. Founded as a strategic settlement centuries ago, Owerri grew through the decades as a cultural and trading post. During the colonial era, it became an administrative center, a meeting point for communities from Imo, Abia, and beyond. But what truly defines Owerri is its personality. Known as the heartland, the city embodies Igbo sociability, music, dance, celebration. From the traditional Oru Owerri festival to modern entertainment, it has become Southeast's capital of fun and culture. Economically, Owerri thrives on hospitality and education. Its hostels, universities, and small businesses pulse with the entrepreneurial energy that defines the region. Yet, beneath the glitter, Owerri remains grounded, a city that blends modern charm with ancestral pride. In Owerri, progress wears a smile and culture sings in every heartbeat. Asaba, perched on the banks of the River Niger. Asaba is both a bridge and a boundary, connecting the Igbo world with the western territories of Nigeria. Its history runs deep. Long before colonial times, Asaba was part of a network of trading towns where Igbo merchants exchanged goods with their Igbo neighbors across the river. The city's strategic position made it a gateway, and that identity continues till today. In 1967, Asaba bore witness to one of the most painful memories in Nigeria's history, the tragic massacre that marked the Biafran War. Yet, from the ashes of loss, the city rose with a quiet strength. Modern Asaba is the capital of Delta State, a symbol of unity between the Southeast and South-South. Its streets buzz with film studios, government buildings, and expanding infrastructure. Asaba's calm atmosphere and growing skyline speaks of healing, ambition, and identity restored. However, here, the river flows with memory, carrying both the tears and triumph of a resilient Igbo people. Awka's roots are forged in fire. For centuries, its blacksmiths were renowned across West Africa, crafting tools, weapons, and symbols of status. The name Awka became synonymous with mastery, precision, and artistry. In the colonial era, this skill attracted administrators who recognized the ingenuity of its people. Over time, Awka transformed from a cluster of villages into a modern capital, now the administrative and political center of Anambra State. But the city spirit remains the same: industrious, inventive, independent. Modern Awka balances tradition and technology. Universities, modern roads, and industries stand beside ancestral shrines and craft markets. The hum of progress fills the air, not the clang of blacksmith hammers, but the rhythm of a modern city, shaping its own destiny. Awka reminds the world that innovation is not imported, it is inherited. Umuahia. Umuahia is a city of quiet dignity, serene, green, and steeped in memory. Its name derived from Umuahia, meaning the place of trade, hints at its origin as a meeting ground for merchants from surrounding villages. When the British arrived, Umuahia's strategic position on the railway made it an ideal administrative and agricultural depot. During the Nigerian Civil War, it served briefly as the capital of Biafra, and its landscape still holds echoes of those intense years. Today, Umuahia blossoms as Abia State's capital, a city known for education, governance, and agriculture. Its calm beauty hides deep resilience. Its people embody the balance between intellect and humility. Umuahia does not shout, it leads in silence. A city of schools, thinkers, and visionaries. It continues to produce minds that shape the nation. Here, progress is not loud, it is lived. Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, the Garden City, stands as one of Nigeria's great urban giants, but long before it became synonymous with oil, it was home to the Owerri and other Igbo-speaking communities, whose history predated colonial lines. The British developed the port to export coal from Enugu, creating a link that bound those two cities in shared destiny. The discovery of crude oil in the 1950s transformed Port Harcourt into the energy capital of the nation. But beyond the pipelines, the refineries, Port Harcourt remains deeply cultural, a city of ambition and identity. Its music, education, and business sectors thrive with Igbo creativity and resilience. Though politics and boundaries have shifted, the city's roots remain undeniable. Port Harcourt is proof that Igbo spirit cannot be confined by geography. It flows like the oil beneath the earth, vital, unstoppable, and essential. Abakaliki. There was a time when Abakaliki was dismissed as a rural, remote, and forgotten. But the city has rewritten its own story, transforming from dusty crossroads into one of the fastest growing capitals in eastern Nigeria. Historically, Abakaliki was a major agricultural hub, famous for rice, yams, and cassava. The colonial era turned it into a trade outpost, but post-independence neglect left it behind. Then came a new generation of leaders and citizens determined to change the narrative. Roads were built, industries revived, and modern architecture began to redefine the skyline. Today, Abakaliki shines as the capital of Ebonyi State, clean, orderly, and ambitious. Its story is one of determination, a city that proves no place is too small to dream big. From dust to dignity, Abakaliki stands as a symbol of Igbo transformation. Onitsha. Onitsha is a movement, a city that never sleeps. Perched on the eastern banks of the Niger, it has been a trading post for centuries, connecting the Igbo hinterlands with the rest of West Africa. Founded by Igbo migrants from Benin centuries ago, Onitsha evolved into a melting pot of cultures, but its Igbo heart has always been the loudest. By the mid-20th century, Onitsha main market had become the largest in West Africa, a labyrinth of commerce where anything could be bought or sold. Traders from every part of Nigeria converged here, drawn by the city's relentless spirit of enterprise. Culturally, Onitsha remains regal. The Obi's Palace, ancient festival, and thriving literary traditions define its identity. Modern Onitsha is both chaotic and magnificent, a city that mirrors the complexity of progress itself. To understand the Igbo, one must feel Onitsha's pulse. Aba. Aba is the heartbeat of creativity, a city where innovation lives in every corner. In the early 20th century, the British built it as a trading station, but the people transformed it into a powerhouse of production. From textiles to shoes, machinery parts to design, Aba became Nigeria's unofficial industrial capital. The Aba Women's Riots of 1929 stands as one of the first major anti-colonial protests in Africa, a symbol of the city's courage and defiance. Despite decades of economic challenges, Aba's entrepreneurial fire never dimmed. Its craftsmen continue to inspire a movement of self-reliance and indigenous manufacturing. Today, new roads, tech startups, and industrial zones are restoring Aba's glory. This is not just a city. It is an idea that Nigerians can build, innovate, and compete with the world. Aba is proof that the factory of progress begins in the human mind. Nnewi. Nnewi may be small in size, but its impact is colossal. Known as the Japan of Africa, it is home to one of the highest concentrations of industrialists and entrepreneurs in Nigeria. Historically, Nnewi was a trading town, famed for motor parts and metal works. After the Civil War, when much of the region's economy was in ruins, Nnewi's sons and daughters rebuilt from the scratch, creating factories, transport companies, and global brands. Names like Innocent Motors, Q-Tix Cable, and Ibeto Cement stand as monuments to Igbo ingenuity. Here, business is not just commerce, it is a culture, mentorship, and legacy. Every family in Nnewi seems to carry a spark of enterprise, passing it down like inheritance. The result is a city where ambition is normal and wealth creation is communal. Nnewi's story is simple but profound. When vision meets unity, greatness follows. From the coal hill of Enugu to the oil creeks of Harcourt, from the markets of Onitsha to the factories of Aba, these 10 cities tell one story, the story of the Igbo spirit, a people who build wherever they stand, who turn hardship into innovation, who transform dust into destiny. Together, these cities form a living map of resilience, a testament to what vision and community can achieve, even in the face of neglect and adversity. They remind us that progress was not given, it is earned, that identity is not imposed, it is lived. The world often measures greatness by size, by wealth, by power. But in the Igboland, greatness is measured by perseverance, by knowledge, and by enterprise. To the millions of Igbos in the homeland and across the world, this story is yours, a reminder of who you are and what you carry. The future of these stories, these cities of Enugu, Owerri, Asaba, Awka, Umuahia, Harcourt, Abakaliki, Onitsha, Aba, and Nnewi is still being written. And it is a story that the world must not only watch, but learn from. Because in every city, in every marketplace, in every innovation, the same truth shines through. The Igbo spirit is unstoppable. This is the Great 10 Igbo Cities: power, progress, and identity. From coal to coast, from trade to technology, these 10 cities tell one story, The story of the Igbo spirit, a spirit that builds, creates, and rises again and again. If this story moved you, help us share it with the world. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it so the world can see the power, progress, and identity of a people who refuse to fade. Together, let's keep telling African stories truthfully, proudly, and beautifully. This has been the 10 Great Igbo Cities: Power, Progress, and Identity. Thanks for watching.